Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the user giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try SkinPlace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. SkinPlace.
What's a super stream game? It's an extension that provides a valuable and engaging game within the stream you are watching. Join an active community and test your knowledge in a live race against expert chasers by answering trivia, prediction, and recall questions tailored to the content you are watching.
Hello, welcome back. We are going to be heading into our third series of today, but it's round one in the Swiss system here of Series 5. I'm interested to see how these games are going to go, but before we delve deep, Charlie, how are you doing as we head into these ones?
I'm doing good. I think this is our first game, I want to say, for Series 5, unless I'm mistaken, but obviously very early on in the Swiss stage. I don't think we did play-ins, maybe we did. But either way, it's early doors here in the Swiss system. I think there's going to be some really interesting games. I think we've had a lot of very mixed results from certain teams sort of as the different series have gone on. So I'm very curious to see what some of these teams are going to look like, especially some teams that we haven't really seen yet here in the group stage. But Fred, there is a team that I want to already talk about, Gun 5.
Yeah, what's happened there?
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
They just beat Furia 2-0. They just won Series 4, and now they're losing to Permitter. And don't get me wrong, Permitter, they're not the worst of
teams. They're losing to them 2-0.
How are you beating Furia 2-0 and then losing to Permitter? You know, talk about a team that's maybe not so solid and maybe a little bit fluctuating in form. But yeah, that is a ridiculous result. And I think maybe we will see a couple more of them today. But obviously, if you're new here in the CCT, we'll give you a little bit of a rundown of how things go. Obviously, we start off in the play-ins. Then we go to the Swiss stage, which is where we are now, and then the all-important playoffs, which I'm really excited to see. Wonder whether we will see a team like Permitter get themselves to the playoffs. But Charlie, obviously, first game on the cards, it's that Ruby versus HAVU. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, there are quite a few I want to talk about both teams, really. I've always been a big fan of HAVU's rosters all the way throughout sort of their time in CS. I mean, we have seen quite a bit of a different roster throughout the time, but yeah, they've always stuck to their roots, always been this Finnish team, always helped bring up a lot of Finnish talent, as well as, well, you look at someone like Alexi B, don't you? But there's a lot of players. I've always been a big fan of Otto, and I feel like a team like this can give him a lot of the freedom to actually really show the best parts of him, I suppose. Yeah. Always loved him on the Yorp, always loved him on a team like Valiance, and get to see him once again.
Yeah, I think that the problem that HAVU has faced as of recent is kind of that level of consistency, and you know, their most recent games in the previous CCTs, they've not gone so great, have they? And obviously they're facing a previous opponent. I think their most recent game in the CCT was against Ruby, so I'm interested to see whether there's going to be a different result, whether there's going to be different maps, whether there's going to be kind of different, you know, stars stepping up, because I think that's always something that's got to be mentioned, because on a team like HAVU, when you've got, you know, not obviously these players aren't super young, but I feel like when you've got a team that potentially is still trying to kind of show what they're made of, I think you need to have these big moments for these players, because it has to be said, Charlie, doesn't it? As of recent, this HAVU roster hasn't really shown what they're made of.
No, and that's the thing. It's always difficult when you are sticking sort of with one nation, and a lot of those players who have been very big game players from your nation have kind of split apart into some English-speaking teams, into different Finnish teams. It always can be quite difficult to really try to make something like that work, and I think that's one thing that has always been quite difficult for a team like HAVU, trying to actually find the correct pieces of the Finnish scene. And it feels like even when you do find one of those correct pieces, it won't be long before they're picked up by someone else. So it's always been difficult, but I feel like I like that they sort of stick to their roots. They want to show the best. They want to try to produce some more of this Finnish talent. That we know the pool throughout sort of the CS has made some very solid players.
Yeah, and definitely.
We've already got a couple of very young players on this team who are going to be really trying to show themselves off.
Obviously, though, on the flip side for Ruby, I feel like there's plenty of individuals that we can talk about, but for me, there's two. It's the man in the middle and the one to his right. Sawalio and Moon have really impressed. I feel like Sawalio on the rifle has been absolutely incredible. Kind of just has those, you know, I like to call them the magic moments where it's a no-win situation, right? You're trapped in a corner, you've got three players swinging you, and somehow he comes out of it alive. And I think that's something that always Sawalio can produce. And I think similarly with Moon, he can have those big moments on the AWP. And I think when Moon is performing, that's where things can get a little bit scary.
Yeah, I mean, Moon, obviously, he's one of those guys that, when he is performing, it's not going to be easy for anyone to really rival them. But I think Katie's another player that I think has to be mentioned. Always been quite a consistent player alongside those members like Sawalio. But there's a lot of individuals in this Ruby team that really can sort of show themselves up when other people maybe aren't having the best of games. So, yeah, I'm liking to see quite a lot from Katie. But, Fred, I think this game specifically can potentially be pretty heavily impacted by the vetoes. So I'm very curious to see where these maps do go, because from what I'm hearing, from what I'm assuming, I do think you're favouring Ruby.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely favouring Ruby, and already looking at the vetoes, yeah, I think it couldn't be any more one-sided now. You know, you look at their most recent fixture against one another, it was a 13-3 on Ancient, Ruby's map pick. It was a 13-9 on Nuke for HAVU, and we've seen what Ruby can produce on Anubis as well. So when you look at the veto so far, I'm just so heavily going to be favouring Ruby, but the thing is, Anubis is HAVU's best map pick. I love that they decided to slide it. It means that they're clearly feeling far more confident on a map like Nuke. So when you really think about it, if HAVU can take map 1, if they can secure things on Nuke, I think it's safe to say Ruby will take Ancient. But then Anubis, both teams, very similar win rate, both similar sample size. And that's where we're thinking, okay, HAVU, you might have the chance now.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think you do have to come into it looking at sort of the maps that we have seen HAVU play. Their Vertigo, their Inferno, and their Dust are barely played. In the last 3 months, they barely touched on these maps. But they have played a lot of Anubis, they have played a lot of Ancient and Nuke. And you do have to think, getting all three of these maps that are by far their most played, you do kind of need to look and say, okay, maybe they've had a few rough performances on it. I mean, a 15% win rate on Ancient isn't great, but I do think this is something where, on the right day, maybe HAVU can make it work.
Yeah, and obviously that right day's got to be today. It's got to be here and now, because word is we're heading into the action on Nuke.
Yeah, going to be an absolute thriller here for map number 1 in this series. I think a lot of people are looking at Ruby and saying they are the favourites by HAVU. We know that they can bring a lot of heat to the server if it is their day.
It's got to be here and now. It's got to be today. You know, it's first day of the Swiss. You want to set your mark. You want to really kind of have your moment. And HAVU gonna be starting on that T side, and already things have not gone great. That's a team nade. So, Yuli and Otto been chipped away at. Moon currently just playing towards main. Going to be having a little bit of a look towards Squeaky, but with the smoke going down, things can get a little bit tough, but Moon makes things work nicely. He's going to be pushing through the smoke, but the bomb's gone down vent. Moon going to be very quick behind. Sawalio peeking towards Squeaky, but Pooh will get the trade. Moon finding one, though, brings it to this 2-on-2. The bomb plant going to be attempted, can be denied, but Moon not quick enough yet, and the Glock of Otto will find him, and Dex now got to try and best Pooh in towards vent, but unsuccessful. Things looked a little bit tough for HAVU initially, but great resettling there, and the fact that Otto finds Moon is ridiculous.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from the most experienced player on the team. Desperately needed that, because that could have been a really difficult clutch for Pooh, the young gun, to find himself in.
And Ruby now, you know, I think they're going to be very disappointed with that result. They find the opener. We see, you know, many opportunities for success, but the fact that Moon unable to deny the plant, you see it was kind of just two 1v1s there, or two 1v2s if you really think about it. Ruby, they could have kind of resettled and made that clutch a little bit easier, and especially as it was those kind of two heroes. It was the two players that we kind of expect to be having big moments in those clutches. Just the eco here, though, for Ruby. We have got a deagle on Moon, but he's been chipped away at somewhat heavily.
They are gonna have a very tough time trying to take this one with just these pistols. Do obviously have that Mag 10 on yellow.
Oh, timing. Pretty good for Sawalio. We'll take down Yearly, can upgrade to the Galil. Bit of a stack here towards Ram, but the flashes are good. Katie will strike. Katie's still tucking away behind the molly. Katie finds a second. You mentioned how impactful Katie can be. Charlie, it's a man advantage for the USPs. Don't get me wrong. There's still armor, there's still a little bit of util. HAVU have got chances, and the fact they find Dex comfortably is going to make that one step easier. They've got to deal with Katie here towards her. But Otto's so aware of it. Katie not prepped. Katie not ready, and Sawalio. Otto's certain. And Otto finds restabilization there from HAVU. Still losing 3 players against somewhat of a full eco. Obviously, we did see Moon on the deagle, but yeah, I think Ruby, all things considered, they're going to be very happy with the result of that one.
Yeah, it's very key. I mean, a good few kills found, damage dealt, util wasted. So HAVU, they do win the round, but like you said, it's definitely not clean by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we can see money hasn't really been able to grow from that. That's a round where if you are a T-side team or CT, whoever wins that pistol, you want to win it as cleanly as possible. So even if you do have a bit of a rough round after, you can still get a buyout.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't going to be the case here from HAVU though, is it?
The thing is, Ruby have opted quite heavily for weaponry over utility here. They've only got 5 pieces remaining, and look, we're 20 seconds into the round. So I think Ruby, we're going to need to see some liberties taken. We're going to need to see some aggressive plays. Yet Yuli's the one to make it as he's looking to creep his way into main. It's going to be this pot out towards A. Dex has been spotted, but still been able to find one. Still atop here. Sawalio out in the open, searching for something, but brilliant kills, brilliant openers to crack through the bomb site. Katie will find one before falling and deals the damage to Airax. Moon gonna be making his way up the vent, but HAVU now, they've got the one flashbang. Otto, the first to potentially fall, and he will go down, and it's all on Airax. Moon can find it, so we will see the round going the way of Ruby, and as you mentioned, Charlie, HAVU, money's not great for them, so the buy in the next, not gonna be a perfect one. Makes you question, are they just gonna, are they just gonna eco here?
I mean, the bomb plant is nice, but it feels like the eco is so much safer.
Well, I think the bomb plant is going to allow them to eco. I think if they didn't get that bomb plant, players like Airax, players like Jello would just have to force.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You look at someone like Airax, he'll be on 1.8k. 3.7k if you go for the eco. That's not great.
Ooh, they're going for the force. You understand the reasoning for it. They're trying to reset the Ruby finances, and I think HAVU, their best chance to take things on Nuke is they've got to ensure Moon is not on that AWP. We've got to keep as many rounds as close as possible. We've got to win a fair few on our T side, because the second Moon gets on that AWP on the CT side, that's where we're looking at a very different dynamic.
Yeah, definitely can allow a lot more freedom for some of the other players when, you know, Moon is going to be there. We know how mobile he can be on that AWP. Really have impact all across the map, but it still feels like a very big risk. We've got a lot more util from Ruby in this round. Obviously, still using a lot of it early, as is sort of the trend on Nuke.
I think when we looked at that last round from HAVU, we see the play towards main go down when maybe should have got the kill, and you see Ruby in brilliant positions, but the fact that HAVU are able to find those openers onto the A bomb site, it gives me a lot more confidence about HAVU's nuke, and it gives me a lot more confidence about this series, because it was a 3-man A defense. One was pushing out Hut, one was pushing out Squeaky, and we saw both those kills go.
Yeah, Katie's rotation off could actually be really brilliantly timed for HAVU.
I don't know if you've seen, look how deep we've got for Puha. He's under heaven, Charlie.
Timing is actually really excellent there for Moon. That could have been disastrous. Puha has been spotted. Dex not able to find the shot. Moon actually finding that initial kill in that 4-on-4 was very impactful. You think if that main play doesn't go down, that takes so much pressure away. Someone like Dex towards the rafters could be traded a lot quicker, and that could really unleash Puha there.
Well, I think when you've got such a deep lurk, I don't know why we're not just seeing a freeze towards outside, a freeze in lobby. You let the lurk kind of show why they're there. I think you understand maybe they want to have that secondary contact. They don't want to be the ones kind of making the noise first. But when you're in such a deep position and you've got weak weapons, you've got lacking in utility, how are we going to struggle to try and find anything towards A anyway? I think their best chance would have been kind of, you know, allowing that flag to come through.
Nice fight from Moon, but obviously it is just this eco.
Oh.
And these Glocks at range, not going to be easy to find anything. Auto though, did a little bit of damage to Dex, but will eventually get found, and Ruby another round on the board, and this is the risk, isn't it, for going for that force buy from HAVU. You go from what could have been a buy in the last round to you now being behind.
I think when you look at it as well is, when Ruby were on that full eco, they found 3 kills, they brought things close, they made it possible, yet for HAVU, damage was all they could find. And I think in that moment, I really don't understand why, when it is these ecos and the full ecos, why they're just rushing towards ramp. You know, don't get me wrong, if it's a double ramp setup, there's a strong chance that all 5 are going to go down and you might only find 1, but I think when you're trying to, you know, find a guaranteed kill, 5 versus 1 on ramp, it doesn't even matter if they've got Glocks, surely they're going to find that kill.
Yeah, you'd hope they released a little bit, and that's the thing. Getting 1 kill, getting 2 kills on Nico isn't exactly out of this world. It's not crazy. It's one of those things that, yeah, it can happen. You know, when you've got a lot of bodies pushing into 1 player, 2 players, you should be expecting probably to at least get 1 or 2 of those kills, but yeah, all 5 alive is very nice for Ruby, and a nice few taps here from Katie.
I really like how Katie's kind of played that. I think sometimes you'll see players kind of forced into a full spray. Katie's just bursting, just 2-bullet bursting. I really like that. Just able to find those 2 kills pretty comfortably, and when you think about it, Charlie, HAVU had the opening pick.
Yeah. All back, and Ruby now the ones with the advantage, but towards the lower site, HAVU are. Lobby has been taken from Ruby, so they should be more than aware that this is the play, this is the read.
Yeah, the problem is for Ruby is they are going to be quite slow on this retake, but Jello looks as though he's going to be heading out towards A, Dex finds, and I don't really understand the reasoning for why.
Tries to catch a time in there, they want to head towards A, they don't like the idea of B, but Yellow getting completely spotted out. Taken down, it feels like the vent player is just giving his life away a little bit there.
Well, I think in that moment, why aren't we seeing the kind of the hut progression and the vent swing at the same time? It's just so simple for Dex. But it's a 4th round going the way of Ruby.
But you can see how uncomfortable Ruby are making HAVU feel. The fact that they're at a point when they think, I'm going to have to shift walk out A and hope to find something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where they can be. They can be anywhere. I think they've got a read for us. I'm worried about this. There's too many inconsistencies, too many paranoid sort of positions where HAVU think Ruby could be. So they're taking a risk. They're taking a gamble, and it completely doesn't work out on this round.
Yeah, far too many unknowns, and I think as well, HAVU, they've probably got to realise already. Look, Dex loves playing towards either kind of rafters or towards the right-hand side of Hut. He's holding Hut consistently. There's no chance to be able to creep out and not have that contact. So, yeah, I think HAVU, it has to be said, Charlie. Yes, their first full buy versus full buy, we saw some nice openers, we saw some nice entries, yet the round still found by Ruby. Yet now, things are looking pretty tough. How do we find the opener in that round? They stick around towards outside far too long, allowing KD to get that double. Where's the trade? There was 4 players outside. This is kind of the basics that HAVU need to be employing, and they're not.
It's very much been all Ruby for now. The nade is squeaky, nothing spotted out. A lot of pressure being applied early towards Squeaky. You can understand why. There's a smoke down. Ruby paranoid, someone can just creep down vent. They know it's going to be a weak buy or weaker. But we do have the Hero AK.
Hero AK. It's on a player that hasn't got a kill yet. And that will continue. Swallow, he does find one while falling. KD now towards main. He's got his teammates to try and help, but KD in fact opts for the swing. The bomb currently being held. Finally have Moon out on the AWP. Nice nade here. Chip heavily away at Arax. Ooh, okay, Arax making things possible here as a 1 versus 3. Winter will find him though. We can see the AWP dropped to Moon as well, but brought fairly close.
Yeah, good amount of damage. Made it a little bit possible, but it always did feel quite tough to find all of this. I can see why Somalia only was able to find 1 there.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate the play. I think it's a bit of fun. You know, most players would sit atop her or on top of Tetris. Swallow, he likes to get in the action.
Yeah, as close to it as possible on his enemies' heads.
Well, look, if your gun's closer to their head, it's probably an easier chance to hit them.
You're struggling to aim, jump on their heads.
And Sawalio, he's not an aimer, is he, Charlie? He's...
I mean, you think if you got aim behind as well, it was like it'd be perfect, but it's been brought down low. Lucky for him, doesn't charge forward much more, and Moon is allowed to remain in ramp. See, what you see a lot of AWPers do here, Fred, is they actually leave ramp. They just leave it open. And they sort of gamble that the enemies won't take this position. They know I was here with the AWP. It's a dangerous line to try to cross and a very dangerous chokehold to push into an AWPer with. So you see a lot of the AWPers fully just gamble off. Moon for now is staying towards ramp. I would like to see maybe a bit more of a gamble now as it is disadvantaged, but still holding ramp. There's a good chance the team will try to make it there. Swalio will bring things back level. Pua, obviously still only 18 points of health.
Seems as though HAVU might look to try and make their way out today. Oh, I love it from Sawalio. He's getting aggressive. He's going to be peeking. He will find Arax. Gives them that man advantage. And as you mentioned, it's that low HP Poo who's still alive and kicking, but will go down. Otto now attempting. Nice idea with the nade from Sawalio. Trying to be very mobile with the M4. Is successful. And we do see Ruby secure another round. And may I remind you, Charlie, this is HAVU's map pick. We need to see a little bit more from them because ever since Ruby have been out on the weapons, they've been getting the rounds.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue actually for HAVU is how one-sided the majority of these rounds have been. I mean, the closest one we found was Airax in that 1 versus 3, bringing it to a 1v1. We haven't really had too many rounds like this. We haven't really seen rounds where Ruby have really dug deep and won out a clutch, won a 2v3. There's not been nothing like that. They've always been the ones in the driver's seat. They've always had these advantages, sort of in the late rounds at least.
I think something as well that has to be mentioned, this is both teams' favoured side. You know,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice shot from Jello, but yeah, both teams, you know, prefer this half. Ruby, more success on their CT, HAVU, more success on their T side, which, I'll be honest, is a little bit scary when your better side's the T side, because the CT side is the one in which is very favoured, and I think HAVU need to put a little bit more on the board. But once again, it's Katie towards outside. He's just finding it so easy. It's currently 11 and 5, Charlie.
I mean, this is the thing. It's a half buy, a bit of a deco, deals and armor, and you look at it and say it's going to be unfavored, sure. But you get man advantage, and this is where these rounds really can spiral into your favor. But the fact that we did just see Katie get 2 kills too comfortably outside, it just feels too easy. Moving towards second men's, and he's going to have to rely on his teammate to make sure he can keep himself alive towards Hart, and he will do so. So Walia, once again, you mentioned he likes to play towards the position. Yellow does clear it, but not wholeheartedly.
Yuli though on the dig. Oh, okay. Double dig. He's got 2. Needs another. Swallow's position is good, and Winter will attain his 3rd kill of the half. Winter's not really had to do much, has he? Just one of those games. You know what? I'll sit back and relax. I'll grab a drink.
Yeah.
You guys can play.
Leaves kills, leaves deaths.
Yeah.
Content doing what he's doing. Team's winning. That's the role of the in-game leader, surely. If you're making your team look good and you're getting the win, that's all that really matters. This is 7 rounds in a row right now from Ruby.
Yeah, and I think, look at the finances of Ruby. They're going to be getting an investment in the next, and I'll be honest, HAVU really haven't shown that much. It has to be said, doesn't it?
I mean, Otto's finally in the orb at least. I don't remember seeing a round that we've seen it before.
No, it's because Ruby have kept HAVU's finances so humble.
Yeah, well, let's hope this ult from Otto can spark something in HAVU. Katie does finally get punished towards outside. He's caused so much mayhem towards their players, a lot of them down towards B, the lower site.
Yeah, Winter might have some work to do here now.
Moon is searching outside. He's got the right idea. Puha is there, but it's kind of a double lurk. Moon could get punished here and will do so.
Swallow will find 3 on 4. We've got a very close position of Airax, and with a Mac 10, you understand the reasoning for why with these deep smokes as well. It's not going to be easy. We've still got a fair bit of utility as well. Also, got some flashes if he wants to send Airax through, but the CTs are pretty prepped and ready for this. Airax though, smoke soon to dissipate. Spots out 1. Airax does a good job to just find 1 there. I think in that position with a Mac 10, that's all you need to do, but how do they find their first round?
Yeah, big kill on Katie. Spirals around into the Finns' favour.
Terrorists win.
I think when you really look at it though, Charlie, is how we won the pistol. Obviously it was an eco from Ruby, yet we're heading into the penultimate round and they've only secured 1 weaponry investment. I still don't think it's enough. I think when you really think about it, I think HAVU already it's looking like a tough start to the series. If they can win these final 2, then maybe, but
Well, we can really have a conversation if they can win these final 2.
yeah.
Need to do kind of at least see 1 from them. 9-3 is going to be very difficult. Dex getting very aggressive. Able to find 1. Looks like he was completely caught out there. Also, tagged down low early on.
Yeah, Dex, when he found that pick, he just instantly brought his knife out. I think he was like, oh, okay, well, they've been going towards outside a lot. If I find a player towards the lobby, I can just pull out my knife and back away. But HAVU, in fact, quite heavy towards lobby initially.
Yeah, the fact that he was actually able to find Puha, who sort of was holding a 90-degree angle, and Dex still managed to flick towards it. Yeah, that is impressive. Oh, a lot of space taken here towards Squeaky. Otto dead to rights there. Back turn, util out. The Finnish Orpa will not have a part in this round. Yellow does grab 1 back.
Yeah, so Wario, I don't really know why he's kind of peeking there. They've got the advantage in such a good position. It looks as though Katie wants to creep close once again, but Jello, very aware of it. Speaking about timing, oh, speaking about timing! Oh, he's not got his gun out, but Jello still finds. But it's that singular aggression again. Flash is coming out. Both Winter and Moon here. Holding. Oh, nice opener. Winter brings things back somewhat level, but they're going to just drop down the vent now. Winter spamming for it.
See, that felt like a brilliant setup there, but Moon misses the shot.
not an easy one to hit.
But it's just a squeaky hold. It's nothing too difficult, and for a player like Moon, that should be a kill every day. You see Winter very wide out. You see the player towards Squeaky just swings, trying to get the trade on his teammate, but Moon holding, that feels like that setup wins 99% of the time, but one missed shot unravels it all.
Lovely flash and swing from Arax. Will confirm them their fourth, and chance for a fifth, as the money isn't perfect here for the side of Ruby. But it was that 4 versus 3, we see the kind of the individual aggression from Sawalio, then we then see it again from Katie, and it doesn't pan out so nicely for Ruby. And I think that's where you question on the Ruby side, look, you've done the initial job, you've done the great job of finding that pick with that aggression towards lobby. You don't really need to do it again, because you know HAVU are going to be holding, and even when they've got, you know, they're holding Util in hand, they still somehow find that pick. And Jello, I think he's quite lucky to be alive there.
Yeah, quite a few players are actually in that round. Aggressive again, Moon this time, but gets found again. Aggression worked out early on, not so much anymore. HAVU timing's looking good for them.
It's just another moment where there's a player kind of with a knife in hand, they switch to a weapon while falling, jumping, and somehow the fight goes in their favour. The Mac 10 and Eric surely would want to grab that M4 outside.
Sticking with this 4 now, it's a double ramp setup, but Arax, another kill that probably shouldn't go their way, but Winter, big call towards the ramp room, switches to the Molotov, somehow backs away.
Yeah, brilliant from Winter. Gives them that advantage back, and obviously he's been chipped away at, similarly with Sawalio. Speaking of the Ruby player, oh, Winter, I love it! On for the ace, and he will find it, all 5. We mentioned Winter, he's not really been needed, but look, they knock on the door of ramp and Winter slams it shut.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from the in-game leader. Feels like we were starting to see Ruby falter towards the end of this first half. Fight's really going against him, but Winter knew how important getting this 8th round was, so made sure he shut down any possibility of a closer half than it needed to be.
And obviously they know Winter's low, they know he's backed away on the B bomb site, and I think if you're HAVU there, you're thinking, okay, has he made his way into dark? Has he opened the doors? Is he backside? No, Winter's pushing because it's the most random of plays. It makes the least sense in my eyes because he's low. If he goes down, it's the B bomb site open. Granted, there's decks on a flank, but they're going to be aware of it. It's just that kind of gimmick play that shouldn't work. Ruby now opting for a fast pop out towards A. Player top hut must have been heard and has been dealt with. Sawalio will find Otto in the heavens, gets one before falling, and now Arax and Yuli, 2 versus 4. Got a player coming up, Secret, that's how far away he is in the rotations, but, ooh, Arax. It looked possible, but possibilities slowly becoming very low, but Yuli can isolate. I think they're just going to swing in tandem. And simple stuff, Sawalio securing a second. Ruby take the pistol here, so pistol rounds all leveled up, 1 apiece, and Ruby looking to extend that lead as it is currently 9-4.
Yeah, not far off double digits, HAVU. Let's see what their option is. Do they go for the buy? Right now, nothing being invested, so I think they will give up double digits to Ruby. We did see a bit of a closer game on Nuke last time these two did play. It wasn't the closest, but was closer. Let's hope we can have that level of entertainment once again, because otherwise, Ruby, we know how much they can run away with games. Arax.
Yeah, I love it from Arax.
At least one thing, regardless of what you want to say about HAVU this game, at least they've hit some very nice shots throughout the game.
The D shots have been brilliant.
I love the reposition instantly as well from Arax. It's really cool. Also going to be able to bait him in with that glass break. There's 3-4 players here towards Secret. The call is excellent.
Oh, and they just shift in. Perfect for the Deagle. Arax secures his 4th. 4 with the Deagle. Just needs to find Winter to make it a nice ace. But what a round from Arax.
Yeah, in-game leader standing so tall here. 4 kills with the Deagle already. What an ace it would be, back-to-back aces. Winter in the last. Could be Arax and X, both in-game leaders, really chiming in when their team needs them most.
I think when you look at it, Charlie, on paper, it was just what the Deagle investment from Arax with the kill reward he's gained. It's already been worth the investment, but the fact they can have round success, and they possibly should have round success because Winter's still on the A bomb site. He's still looking around in lobby. Is Winter just going to save here? Because that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, not moving a muscle. It's conceded at this one. He's thinking to himself, yeah, I don't want Eric to be able to say he got an ace as well. I'll just sit here and deny him getting that. But huge round nonetheless. Really key stuff. It was a rotation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great gamble call, but the best part of all of it is HAVU not only winning the round, but they go into the next one with 4 rifles, albeit it's Galil's, but this is just going to be a bonus round for them. But it wasn't even a force buy. It was just a Deeg investment. And to be quite honest, the Airax opener was absolutely incredible. He just pushes through Squeaky, aware there's a player deep towards lobby, just great counter-strafing and finds it.
Yeah, I absolutely love the rotation as well, though. Instantly heading down the vents, having a good read. Okay, they could be here. Will they expect me this close already? Oh, we can see the buy isn't brilliant for Ruby, so this is HAVU's chance to get back in the game and make this one entertaining.
Yeah, we always love a bit of a force buy war, but I'm sure that HAVU will want to secure this one comfortably. Also now on the AK.
Surely not.
Attempt. Yeah, what is happening? Back to back force buy wins. Yellow will find Dex. Big pick towards lobby. Very passive though, from both sides really. Otto might look as though he wants to probe a little, and that's where Sawalio could find. Or Sawalio lining it up. Tech 9 will secure. Otto falling. And after the successes of the last, it'd be devastating to see HAVU lose this. And I love this lobby aggression from HAVU. It has to be taken, because they can't just sit on the back of the bomb site. They know there's players towards outside. They're aware that there's this possible flank. Player's going to be going up the ladder, but Puha making his way on top of Silo now. Players are down towards B. I like this. Puha's giving away a lot of this information. Sawalio will fall though. Molly on the back of the bomb site.
He does fall, but he tells exactly where both these players are.
Ooh.
KD takes the fight onto Puha, will go down and Moon in a 1 versus 2. Puha's got a perfect read and gets rewarded for it. Short round gets very close, but Puha and Yellow do make it work, and they will find their 6th round.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from HAVU. I think when you look at the round on paper, it never should go their way. But I think Sawalio's kind of late lurk up heaven isn't really needed. I think if he just sits in ramp, he can potentially cut off rotations, as there were players in lobby. Or he just goes down towards the bomb site with his teammates. I understand why you want to make that little bit of a fake, but I think just going up the ladder, maybe if he had any util, just throwing it onto the bomb site, just the fact he gives up his life is so tough. Obviously, it's a great double at the end from Puha, not only to drop down and find the player in vent, but the awareness to just tuck away and kind of wait for Moon. All a bit of team damage there, but with it just being the eco, I don't think Ruby are going to be all too bothered.
Yeah, I would have actually minded seeing the sort of molly thrown towards her, and then just seeing Sawalio just tuck and just wait, and on instinct have a look towards vent and see if anyone's trying to rotate down.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was many ways that round could have been played, and I think that's probably, I don't want to say the worst one, but
I mean, either way, they got the bomb plant, they made the round close. He put his team in a 2v2 with all the information they needed, but they weren't able to hit the shots.
yeah, I think realistically Ruby still had a great chance to win it, but yeah, as you said, it just wasn't, the shots weren't connecting. Jello now needs to connect these shots. Galil down towards Secret, but looking nice here. Just Dex remaining. And Jello. Nice triple there. 5 survivors here as well for HAVU. So now they're in some kind of financial gains. Only 2 rounds away from their opponents. This is going to be a big round for HAVU. If they can find success against Ruby's Fortnite, this is where there's that conversation of, look, HAVU, they've brought things back level. They're on the favoured side, albeit it's not their better side, but still.
I mean, that's the thing. We saw a reasonably close nuke last time, and I mentioned it feels like it can just be on their right day. Why not?
Lovely double from Dex, though. And that why not slowly turning into a why have they just done that? The double peek towards
Smooth,
ramp.
very smooth with that.
Flash not good enough. It's not my best work, but you know. I try.
No, it's probably one of your worst actually.
Oh mate, I've had some stinkers.
Why not into why? That's what it was like. That bad. That level of embarrassing. I had second-hand embarrassment from you saying that.
Well, you know. It's what I do.
Still, this was doable here, actually.
Yeah, I
Got
don't
a
really
very
know.
low HP Sawalio.
The thing is, Charlie, Ruby get 2 kills towards ramp. Why aren't they just pushing ramp? Why aren't they just wrapping heaven? They decide to sit lobby and wait for aggression, but the aggression goes the way of HAVU.
Well, they will definitely find themselves in a post plant as soon as this bomb does go down. Swalio has a decent read of the player coming from Trophy, but timing might not favour him too much.
Well, the thing is, the finances as well for HAVU's looking pretty strong, so they can just go for this.
I mean, it's a very doable round. They'll have information that Swalio isn't the healthiest of players. Arax creeping up towards Vent. Has been swatted, but Swalio finds.
Yeah, Swalio. He's dealt a fair bit of damage though before falling at least. Yuli now going to be creeping out of heart. No one holding. Yuli can isolate. Now a Winter, but great clutch there from Winter. Really key. Aware of both players' positions, and he just tucks himself towards Tetris. Winter potentially needed to be holding an angle, but you know, he wins the clutch. It's not the end of the world.
But a team leader again, really impactful when it does desperately matter for Ruby to try to find something. But although it's a very good start from Ruby, they definitely allowed things to slip and HAVU brought them close. So double digits finally have been hit from the T side.
And I mentioned the finances for HAVU were looking strong. They can bring out an investment, but money's not perfect now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot less in the reserve than they want. Also, I haven't really mentioned his name too much, considering how good this guy has been in his career.
Pretty quiet though this game, it has to be said. Bottom performing player on HAVU.
I mean, that's the thing. Was a very, very promising player. Didn't particularly work out as much as he wanted. Had a little bit of a break, but has been on HAVU for a while now, and this is where we do really want to see sort of what Otto can do once again.
I like the idea from
Otto's
Swallow.
great.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Takes a lot of damage though. Does he go for something like it again? Feels like it's going to be a lot less favoured. Yuli towards the rafters. Swallow knows all about that position.
I like this from Puha, taking the aggression. We'll clear it all the way towards outside. Whether he catches the timing, though, is the question, and with no one holding, this could be perfect for Puha. Well, he spotted them both as we've got that information. Can give it across, but Yuli just out in the open. Why is he not dropped towards the back side? Puha now will engage, can find one, doubles down, and brilliant stuff. HAVU still win the round. Not too costly either, keeping 3 players alive. So money now back in the on the rise.
Yeah, I mean, still neck in their game. HAVU completely brought this back, and a lot of it has come from their force by victory. Well, not even force by, just the Airac second round Deagle bite.
Yeah, pretty incredible still. I think if HAVU can secure things here, don't get me wrong, it'll be close, but it will be heavily kind of because of that Deagle bite. As you mentioned though, it's an eco here for Ruby, and I think they're going for a little bit more of a conventional ramp hit. Just hoping to take down Puha. Flash comes through, he will turn. Can only find one though, so that can be an M4 picked up, that can be a bomb site potentially taken. Nice flash hit. Oh, if they can find the AWP of Otto, it's a very possible round.
Yeah, not looking to contest it too much just yet. Julia's down here towards Deacon, already holding the lower side, taps away, will find one. Looks to find Sawalio, takes a bit of return fire now.
Yeah, Yuli can just delay though. That's his sole purpose. Now with Arax towards double doors, this round becomes even more difficult. Not the best of sprays from Yuli, but Arax, as mentioned, towards double, can get himself a double. And now look, HAVU, they put themselves right back in the conversation. I think that's why we're seeing this tac pause being called by Ruby, realizing that HAVU are close to success here. We need to win this next gun round, otherwise HAVU not only will take the lead, but look to propel themselves to map victory.
Yeah, first tactical pause for Ruby, and I think maybe actually a little late. Seeing HAVU do a very good job at coming back here. I mean, we can see what the scoreline was. We had 9-4 at one point, 5 rounds difference. We saw HAVU on the eco, and that's when they started to turn things around. Been majority them since then.
I think the fact that HAVU have won, what, 5 out of the last 6 rounds? Pretty impressive. Once again,
I haven't seen anything consistent from Ruby, and I think that's been the biggest issue. And that's one thing that Ruby normally always do have, that consistency.
I think as well, the T side's usually so clinical. When you've got players like Sawalio, like Katie, who find it quite easy to attain these openers, that's where things can work out really well. But I think the fact that Moon isn't performing, it means it's not the end of the world that Otto similarly on 9 kills. It's not kind of the biggest of problems.
Yeah, I mean, Nuke can just sometimes be one of those maps where it feels like, oh, everywhere I go, I'm just not able to have any impact with this orb. I mean, A bomb site's pretty horrible to hold from heaven. You leave yourself very exposed. Outside, sometimes it is just fully smoked off. You get to see nothing. Towards ramp as well, an area that might not be too contested, but this is brilliant again from the CT side. Winter and Dex do bring it back, and it's almost a 1v1, but Yuli just about keeps himself alive, and Katie finds himself now in this 1 versus 2 clutch.
We see the double from Arax, but then Winter kind of snaps back, brings it back level. We see, I think it was an opener from Dex, but when you look at that, Arax's nade, it blows open the smoke, it deals damage to the first. It was brilliant. I love that kind of solo play, and I think
this is excellent.
Player, yeah, the double up's good. I think the problem here, though, Yuli's low, Otto's got an op. So all it takes is a missed shot here from Otto, and that's where things can get a little tough.
Katie has just moved from Squeaky. He's been in this portion of the map the whole time since Yuli found the kill towards outside, then rotated all the way around towards the lobby. So at least Katie just about got away in time.
I love this play from Katie. Goes down the vent, slowly clearing out all of Secret. It's going to make his way back towards A. The problem is, Otto does seem as though he is holding. I don't know whether he's holding the gap. I'd love to know what he can see. I think he can just see into main. Oh no, he's fallen back a little. Bomb can go down. The problem here for Katie, he's not seen anyone.
Otto's creeping closer.
We could see Katie plant. Oh, it looks as though Katie's going to be planting here. Oh, I love it from Otto. Oh, Katie in fact gets off the bomb. He just spots Otto at the last second. But HAVU will find success. They level things up, and as we mentioned before, they can take the lead. And without that bomb plant, a weaker investment here for Ruby. But it makes you question, right, Charlie? Why is he planted for Hut? He doesn't know anything towards Squeaky. He doesn't have that much information on Hut. Obviously, Heaven's a bit of a risk, but you've got to take that one risk. And I think when planting on the back of the bomb site, it's just that, you know, there's only one angle that the bomb can be taken down from. Yeah, he could have been timinged outside. There could be someone fast towards main. Squeaky, Hut. Planting the front site, that's just far too risky.
Yeah, maybe just wanted to get somewhere post-plant to make it interesting, but Katie pretty much could have went to either bomb site from the get-go, had a free bomb plant with the rotations being pretty far away, but opted to play it slow, and that's just why HAVU's positioning was so excellent that round. Eddie had no idea where they were, and even though he literally had the whole map to play with, he didn't. Overthought it himself and lost a round from there.
Ooh, Yuli. Close towards main now. It's been flashed out and timing's good. Will only be able to find one though, so KD can upgrade and get that AK. Airax now looking to aggress, surely to find Moon, and will do so. The players have taken control towards ramp here from Ruby, and ramp is open. If KD can find this pick, this is where the round gets fairly possible. Cello's made his way down towards Vent. We do see this ramp aggression. Oh, we could see the A-bomb side be taken pretty comfortably here from Ruby now.
Yeah, it's all about what this call ends up being. Ruby, it feels like they haven't had the best ideas as to what to do.
Well, it's tough in these clutches, right? Because utility usually very limited. KD does, in fact, have a Molotov. They got to deal with Airax, though, and KD surely not going to be ready for this. The position of Airax is brilliant. We'll get his second in the round, and now realizing it's going to be very tough. Oh, I think he might have heard that drop. Swalio's just going to plant. Oh, they're aware of Winter now towards Heaven. Does find one and can maneuver himself around. Otto now going to be pushing towards Squeaky. Swalio finally planting. Otto switches to the rifle and has got that success with the rifle. Swalio now tucked into Tetris. Will find one, but Otto's swing is key. Nice double there from Otto to close it out. Obviously, the double from Airax was really what gave them that chance, but HAVU now take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, can't believe we're seeing that after how this game's looked and gone, but Airax playing out of his mind right now. Someone who's not normally particularly fragging play, he's looking excellent. Ruby really struggling to find a solution to this HAVU defense.
Yeah, something to mention, Charlie. In the game where these two faced off against each other, it was Airax who was kind of the problem, it has to be said. He only found 15 kills in those two maps.
Spam's not far off. Now he does spot a couple of players, and Yuli, great way to find an opener again. He's having free range towards outside, and Ruby.
Ooh, I think he has just spotted Winter.
Okay.
Oh, the best of sprays from Winter.
Yeah, it takes far too much damage for that. Brought down to half HP for a kill that should have been found ages ago.
I like what we're seeing here from HAVU, though. They're completely giving up outside. Obviously, they've got a player in Heaven who can jiggle. But I'm loving the ramp aggression. The T's aren't going to be ready for it, not in the slightest. And Dex, they've heard him, they've spotted him. Swalio getting aggressive as well. Swalio will find the pick. Otto gets the trade. Now Jello, close Tetris, can take down Winter. Moon, 1 versus 3. Brilliant from Jello there. Gets the information, wins the fight. HAVU find 12. And this is a far better performance from HAVU on their CT side.
Yeah, HAVU really priming themselves to take map number 1. It is their map pick for a reason. 9-4 down. And we've only seen them drop one more round since that scoreline.
Yeah, Ruby, their T side seems very poor, it has to be said.
But it's the rotations from HAVU which are making it so difficult for them. HAVU was so proactive on the CT side, and Ruby are really struggling to even be able to try to keep track of where these players are. We're seeing a lot of gambles from HAVU, which is what you need to do on this map a lot of the time. But Ruby aren't able to exploit any of them.
When we see that Winter find that kill towards main, I think the T's are thinking, look, okay, they know Winter's towards garage. They're going to at least have 1, maybe even 2 people searching for him, so we can try and find a timing on A. But no, HAVU, they completely disregard Winter. Look, you're trapped in garage. You're probably thinking we're holding, so you're not going to be having that much impact. Anyway, we're going to get that double lobby aggression, and they find 2 picks for it. It's brilliant.
Round number 23 here. Can Ruby at least survive to the last round of this map, or will HAVU take it 13-10?
Here's the question. Finances for HAVU is pretty strong though, so we should see an investment even if they do lose. But with the weaponry and utility not perfect for Ruby, HAVU's best chances now. It has to be said, Charlie, Ruby, they're not really performing to the standards that we expected, especially a player like Moon, usually one of the bright stars of this Ruby side.
I mean, that's the thing. We've seen, we mentioned both Otto and Moon not playing particularly excellently, but Otto, he's been solid. You know, he's found a couple of kills every now and again. And just doing his job.
All you can
sure, nothing too flashy, but we've really seen some things, whereas Moon, yes, it's very rare that we've even seen a kill at this point.
We should see Otto find one of the simple ones. And there it is, takes down Sawalio. And the T's now potentially needing to reevaluate because finding the AWP not going to be easy. Nice bait from Dex. Oh, and Winter finds. Lovely double here from Ruby towards ramp, but Jello will find Katie. Once again, Ruby, I don't want to say they're good at it, but they keep giving up these picks.
And Dex low HP. It just delays for these rotations. Sure, Dex gets the trade, but only 17 points of health.
Flash comes through. I think Dex needs to take a little bit of a gamble. He needs to push through, and he will take some control towards single door. It does leave Moon in a bit of a one-on-one. Oh, Dex so close to gaining that information. Gonna be aware there's a player here. Dex does get the trade. Now the reposition comes through. With the double doors open, Yuli without a smoke, it's going to be quite tough for him to stick the bomb. But Yuli very much aware of this single door play, and Dex has to swing. Yuli finds the kill, and HAVU take the map. Success on Nuke, a different story here for HAVU. Last time these two faced off against one another, it was a very dominant 2-0 in favor of Ruby, but now HAVU, they're the ones who had the chance. And we mentioned Anubis, bit of a coin flip, and the fact that HAVU secured map 1, they've got the chance for the series. They've got 2 opportunities for it. We've mentioned that Ancient isn't really a strong point for them, but this is a much, this is a very different looking HAVU, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I mentioned about this HAVU team. Although, sure, their stats aren't excellent on these maps that are in this series, these are the 3 most played maps that they've got. We know Nuke is a map that they do love to play, and that CT side is really clear why. I thought HAVU's CT side wasn't great. Ruby's was even worse, and I don't think it was Ruby playing particularly badly. I think it was HAVU completely playing just them out of the park and making them look a bit foolish on their TT side. Really great stuff though from HAVU, and going on to a map like Ancient up next. Sure, they've only got 15% win rate on the map, but they have at least played pretty much the same amount as we have seen from Ruby, 13 maps to 14. So they are right there in terms of the sample size of this one, and there is a chance they can take it 2-0.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if HAVU can have that kind of similar game plan. I love the gamble calls on the CT side. I loved how the way they kind of took that lobby aggression late into the rounds, because it was their CT side that was brilliant. But as you mentioned, Charlie, I think the game plan from HAVU on their CT side was brilliant, and a player who was very much in the dark in this kind of the previous fixture between these two, Airax, what a game he has. He's had. I think it's a brilliant performance, and when you can have an individual who is, I don't want to say usually at the bottom of the scoreboard, but quite frequently we see him lying in that 4th, 5th position. The fact he has had an absolutely incredible day of CS so far, it leads me to think, look, HAVU, they've got a chance to take things not only on Anubis, but we could see them find things on Ancient. But obviously, we are going to be jumping to a short break beforehand.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
What's a super stream game? It's an extension that provides a valuable and engaging game within the stream you are watching. Join an active community and test your knowledge in a live race against expert chasers by answering trivia, prediction, and recall questions tailored to the content you are watching.
Hello, welcome back. We are going to be heading back into the action here. Obviously, HAVU, I think they've surprised many with that first result. Not only was it the fact that they won, but their CT side, right, Charlie, it looked so dominant. And I think when we look into a map like Ancient, one of which can be dominated by the CTs, I'm interested to see how HAVU are going to perform, because don't get me wrong, it's not a map that is their strong suit. It's not their map pick, it is their opponent's Rubies. But there's still chances here. I think HAVU, I'd be very impressed if they take things 2-0. But what are your thoughts as we head to
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility. They've played a lot of the map. They haven't looked great on their sort of times when they have played it, but at least it's a map that they do play. They are reasonably comfortable with it. Their CT side is actually really lackluster, which is actually the biggest issue for HAVU. The fact that their T side is over 10% better. I think they've got like a 32% win rate on their CT side, which just isn't good enough for a map like Ancient at all.
No, definitely not.
We are going to need to see a lot more from HAVU if there is any chance to win it. I mean, their last games haven't looked great. I mean, obviously the 13-3 loss to Ruby only a couple of weeks ago isn't a promising sign, but they have definitely showed a lot more on Nuke.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, I guess we'll see how things fare on Ancient as we head into the action now. Obviously, you've mentioned that we've seen some poor results from HAVU on Ancient, and it's fair to say some of them have been a little bit poor. But then you look back to one of their games, you know, about a month or so ago against the Eyeballers, they won 13-3. So maybe it's just the factor of consistency that's their biggest problem. And hopefully for HAVU, hopefully they can surprise, hopefully they can impress here as pistol round underway, CT side selected for them. And I'm interested to see how this game's going to go.
Yeah, early pistol round for Ruby, very split. Right now, they are starting to group together. Swalio is going to be towards A, but the rest of the team taking a bit of cave control. They've got mid control without any issues.
Yeah, and this is going to be the problem for HAVU, right? Because rotation's not going to be all too easy. Auto now has to go huge. The Molotov going to force players off, but I say Auto's going to go huge. Instantly destroyed by Swalio. That's a brilliant kill to find. The Julies would have been a real menace there on the boost. But
I mean, you think, fine Swalio, you got a main control, you got a player in Temple, and then you end up having Ruby in a position where all of their players are towards Donut against the longer range weapons of the USPs, and that's where things can really fall apart. But yeah, Otto finds absolutely nothing. This pistol round feels like it's only ever going to go one way, but maybe not. HAVU found a quick 4 kills now. And it's all on Dex here towards Donut. Does find the first. Ooh. Spots the second very quickly on here. Knows that the Julies aren't on the bomb, and he's able to delay enough time. And just like that, Ruby will win the round, and Dex does it all.
Yeah, brilliant from Dex. That's going to go down to the bomb as well. Deny any kill reward for Yuli. Has Yuli just... Is he disconnected, or... I don't know, because... No, it just showed the 4 players. I thought it might have been a bit of a tilt disconnect. But yeah, HAVU, it looked pretty bad for them initially. Then we see Yuli's triple. Yeah, no kit, no utility. Not an easy one for them to find. But yeah, I think it all is a different story if Otto can find that pick. Because I doubt Ruby would even be able to confidently plant. There'd be nowhere safe for them. So yeah, I think Ruby, it has to be said, Charlie, they're quite lucky to win that one.
I mean, in a number of ways, but Dex winning a 1 versus 3.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Hit some really excellent shots. The first and the second kill was so instant. HAVU just needed to connect one bullet and they take that round. It's just going to be the full eco here from HAVU. But Moon, nice find there with the AK, gets another. All players peeking towards house. Moon's found 3 in this round.
Bit of a confidence booster for Moon. Oh, unfortunate for Yellow. Will go down to KD. Looks as though there isn't going to be any casualties here for Ruby. KD's getting a little bit close to the action. Obviously, we do know where Yuli resides, and Winter spotted, and Winter will find. But Ruby, the fact, it's just another moment where you can see the difference between Ruby and HAVU. You know, when we saw HAVU win that pistol round on Nuke, only 2 survivors in the successful, you know, weapon reinvestment versus nothing. Yet, here for Ruby, they keep all 5 alive. I'm gonna put it to you, Charlie. I'm gonna ask you the big old question. Who do you think is gonna take the series?
See, if you asked me when HAVU were in that 1 versus 3, or 3 versus 1, sorry, in that pistol round, I would have said HAVU. But they can't be making mistakes like that. They need to win them out, and that's the thing that scares me the most about this HAVU side, is they are prone to these mistakes, and they can't. But why not? I'm still going to stick with HAVU. I'll say they'll take it 2-0.
Have you only just made that decision because Arax has got the double?
It definitely has helped that decision, but I think they have the possibility. I think a lot of people are selling them short, just due to their recent performances not being excellent. But this is still a team that can cause some damage. And I mean, look, a round like this is a perfect example.
Yeah, very dominant. Really, really good stuff from HAVU. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think we've seen in the past that HAVU have had problems on Ancient, but I think Anubis as well is a map they're pretty comfortable on, and, you know, I think they've got 2 opportunities. Obviously, with this being the opening day of the Swiss system, it's a pressureless game. You know, you lose here, who cares? You've still got opportunities, you've still got chances for progression. So, obviously, teams would like to win, but it's not the end of the world. It's not as though it's gonna be this high intensity pressure match.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too long ago, really, that HAVU were a team that were not far off top 30, and even at points breaking that, even this year. Was obviously without Yellow in that team, but it's not far off being a very similar roster. But yeah, as of late, they've not looked nearly as hot.
No, definitely not. It has to be said. You know, they've still got the same core, though.
I mean, that's the thing. They've still got 4 of those players. It's just getting rid of Banjo for Yellow.
I think Ruby definitely not an easy side to face, though. I think they're one of which who have really progressed well as of recent. They've had some big results against some big teams.
Yeah, and that is a huge kill to find. And going to be potentially a lot of info taken here from Eric. Spots nothing towards mid at all, but the gamble from HAVU is wrong. He had the right side of the map, fully cleared out mid. Gonna have a look towards A, and the question is, are they going to make it back to B in time? Because no space is being taken just yet. Arax is going to look towards ramp. Spots nothing. The timing could be really good on this.
Yeah, it seems excellent. And this utility, surely Winter's going to be dispersing of it. He's behind 3. Got to take his time, but I like it from Arax, in fact. Doesn't need to line up all 3. The fact he can find 2 is brilliant. And Yuli, close towards CT, will find Moon. You mentioned Gamble's incorrect, but the timing is perfect.
Yeah, Arax again, another really strong start to this one. 7-2. Brilliant read.
He's looking like a completely different player, isn't he, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, this series, I think he's sort of tired of inconsistency. He's sort of thinking to himself, all right, let's finally show what we're made of. I mean, it wasn't too long ago since they did sort of show off a bit more of themselves. They won a bit more of a Finnish tournament. And maybe just sort of that little bit of consistency, that little bit of form maybe that's just inspired this team to have a bit more confidence in themselves. But Arax tripling this one as well. A couple of kills found from Puha. So HAVU, that's 3 in a row from them, and they will now take the lead.
I think as well, when you look at it, I think the kills that Arax has got, they're not difficult. But it's just being in the right place at the right time, having a good read. And I think in those moments, sometimes that's all you really need.
Yeah, it really can be. Do the fundamentals right, and you can be rewarded.
We'll see Otto now wielding the big green. Yet to find a kill in this map, so hopefully we can see a bit of a change of that. But I believe Otto currently playing towards the A bomb site. I feel like you see AWPers there quite a lot of the time. I feel like the AWP can be a real difficult kind of weapon to take down when trying to aggress towards
especially towards A.
It's just the fact that this kind of, I call it stages of defense. It's the fact that the AWP can be posted up close, then it can fall back to big box, then towards the initial bit of temple, then in temple, and you just have so many opportunities where you've got places to find a pick and fall away, and I think that's exactly what you need from the AWPer.
Oh, spots out both. Does take him down. So Walio peeking perfectly into the crosshair that did just find KD seconds before. And Moon in the 1 versus 4 now. It's such a challenging angle to clear. The one Yuli is playing and will find it. HAVU looking so much better on their CT side than we've seen in a long time on Ancient.
Well, I think it was just the strength of the CT side of Nuke, right? You know, they looked really impressive there. And I think we're seeing similar kind of stuff. We're seeing kind of deep positions, aggressive angles, yet it's not as though they're pushing further. It's not as though they're kind of making the mistakes that Ruby did where they'd kind of over-aggress. It's lovely from HAVU.
There's going to be a bit of weaker bite in this one for Ruby, so HAVU do have a chance to find their 5th. Dex surely has to go down here. Arax spots another player towards B main, but also finds the opening kill. And this is one thing I like right now. HAVU, they're definitely not even relying solely on these opening kills. There's been a number of rounds where Ruby have actually been the ones to have the advantage, and still, HAVU have actually clawed their way back. And also hasn't really been unlocked yet either. You mentioned only 2 kills, only 2 deaths though. Hasn't really had a lot to do, and that's the scary thing. When we do see Ruby sort of push into the finish AWPer, what can he do? Feels like he has sort of always been on the wrong bomb site so far. But my other chance now is the remaining 3 players are looking towards B.
Something to mention, Charlie. Arax, in the last, week or so, hasn't had the best of results, hasn't had the kind of the best of games. We saw a 0.74 rating against Hymo, 0.84 in on Anubis against Hymo, and 0.36 on Ancient. He's well on his way to having one of his best games in the last couple months, pretty comfortably, because the last 2 days he's looked so impressive. 1.33 against Uka, 1.7 against Uka as well, and obviously the last one being a 1.59 against Ruby. I think individually Arax is just having one of those kind of days, one of those initial starts where it's just looked impressive. No one can take him down.
Just gonna have to do his best to keep that going for now, but a 5-2 scoreline for HAVU. Very nice start, especially considering they lost the pistol. But we know how unrelenting Ruby are. Regardless of how down and out they are, they always seemingly find a way to bounce back. So HAVU, they want to take this, they've got to continue these strengths on their CT side. Can't let Ruby get a grip on this first half at all.
Very split from Ruby here, just looking for a bit of a default in the hopes to find an opener and potentially accelerate off the back of it. I like that Yuli just got a flashbang in hand for any contact made. Will be yellow on the back of the A-bomb site. We'll send out the nade towards main. We're not dealing any damage. Dex has sent a lot of Util over towards the B-bomb site, but no one's rotated from HAVU. Now yellow with a lot of work to do. Needs to find this pick soon towards A because it is a bit of a ruse. Plenty of players heading their way out towards middle.
Yeah, and Yuli taking this space to see, okay, no one's actually out yet. 42 seconds on the clock. The boys towards B, be ready.
Ooh, Airax has been chipped away at. We need to see some rotations coming through. Timing, it looks good for Puha, but Dex will find. Now Airax does find one. Cannot secure the second, though. Key trade from Dex. Man advantage here now, but we have seen rotations come through from Yellow. Can get one. There's 18 seconds on the clock here. Look how far away Sawalio is, but doesn't matter. Winter and Dex securing kills. We see the round go the way of Ruby.
Yeah, just about. Dex and Winter tagged down low. Could have easily been found, and that round is done. Even if just one player survives for HAVU. No chance Sawalio makes it over there. But finally, another round from Ruby, and they will break the 5-round streak from HAVU.
The problem, though, is the fact that HAVU, not only have they won so many rounds in a row, but fairly convincingly, look at the finances. Otto's still on 6k here. Finally, we're going to be seeing Moon wielding the AWP. But Moon, very quiet on Nuke. Needs to have a better performance on Ancient. Brilliant from Dex, but Otto finds one towards middle. Swing from Yuli, not good enough as Dex secures another. But now it's Puha to make his mark. Send out the smoke, but the steps of Winter have been heard. And Winter, very key here. Obviously, both Dex and Winter have been chipped away at quite heavily.
Yeah, nade from Yellow. Could be really key. Molotov as well.
We spotted him. We'll take him down, and still plenty of utility. Molotov to go over the top. Smoke towards ramp, and oh, Otto finds, and it's the molly. That is brilliant. The flash that comes over, it blinds Dex, and he's trapped towards pillar. So worried, but in doing so, sticking in the flames, and it's a brilliant retake from HAVU.
Yeah, Otto starting to have a bit more impact in these last few rounds. Yellow, excellent util, great awareness. They're not dumping up instantly. Knows that there could be one of these lower HP players close by, knowing that they've got to take a bit of a risk to try to find something with this lower health. But you see the molly on the bomb site, forces the other player to swing. Otto, perfect read for it, more than ready. Takes that kill, and HAVU with another on the board. The bomb plant and the round victory prior will allow Ruby to get a investment in this one. Not perfect.
Could still see the AWP on Winter, but wonder if he is going to opt for it. No, just sticking to a rifle currently. But look, HAVU, they found 6 rounds on the CT side. If they can secure 7, they'll be happy with it. But the way they've been looking, Charlie, I think 1 isn't all they're going to get.
I mean, we will see. I mean, only 1 round on since... You got to think, the first 2 rounds from Ruby, they come from the pistol.
And we mentioned...
Only able to find 1 since then.
But we pointed out, Charlie, it was a 3 versus 1 for HAVU in that pistol initially. You know, we could have seen HAVU quite comfortably take it, and we'd be looking at an even more of a hefty deficit.
Yeah, Ruby need to show us what they can actually do on these full buys before things do get too far out of control for them.
Bit of a gamble here from HAVU, realising that Ruby like to finish things towards the B-bomb site. The AWP of Otto holding, a little bit more of an unconventional angle. It's not as though he's peeking from the right-hand side. He's kind of a little bit out in the open, which means got to hit the shot, but I like the confidence from Otto.
Yeah, the read's actually very good for HAVU. But everyone pretty close. And here's Otto, not spotting anyone just yet.
Utah coming over.
Still no one wanted to give him a chance.
Oh, and I'm loving the up and down setup. It can be absolutely perfect. The problem is, with the smoke towards Red Room, HAVU don't really have a clue as to where Ruby want to go. But it does seem Ruby going to be changing their minds. Yellow with a Molotov and a smoke. Sends the molly towards main. We're going to see the smoke towards Donut. This is going to be really tough, and with Puha's rotation, They're going to have to push through the smoke. They do have a nade on Winter, so surely going to break open the smoke and search for the kills, but still going to be grey screen and yellow. He can do God's work, but no, it's Moon and Katie. Great openers here towards A, and I think surely just to save for HAVU.
Yeah, gonna have to be now. The setup looked really good, but wasn't strong enough at all. Do you think if we had one more rotation there, that round feels like it should be done? One player towards backside, holding Donut. It feels like that could be really disastrous, but good round from Ruby. Pick their time. Pick the right bomb site.
When you look at it though, HAVU, they gamble 3 towards B. They're trying to entice Ruby into the bomb site, but I think when you've got that 3B setup, there was a lot of utility. They should just take that control.
Yeah, I think potentially we've seen Ruby be aware how much we've seen HAVU take this control recently. And maybe HAVU a little bit paranoid that they're holding this very passively. They've got a lot of bodies nearby. Maybe it's a bit too much of a risk at this point. But yeah, little did they know, they probably could have taken a decent bit of that control.
I think as well, if you are opting for that kind of up and down double cave, we could have had the AWP of Otto playing deep towards CT, kind of on that right hand side, and then you can see him have a faster rotation towards the A bomb site. Still though, HAVU, they've looked good. Half Ruby's rounds off the back of the pistol, so still plenty of opportunities for HAVU. You know, if they end things 8-4, I'm sure they're going to be happy with the result of it, but we need to see a rotation. We need to see Yellow get himself into the right position because Util's coming over the top. Jumping above. Oh, will opt against it. No Molotov here. Yellow could go huge, and flashes will finally come to an end. Somehow Yellow can only find one pick there. Bit unfortunate, and with smokes down and utility out for Ruby, you'd assume how they were going to go for this, but their money's not perfect.
Yeah, Yellow needed to find more than one there. Sure, there's a lot of damage to Sawalio, but had to get more, had to do better. Flashbang from both sides. Erac's caught out, but Sawalio will go down.
They need to deal with Dex though. He's elevated up, and Dex secures that double, makes it 3, and now it's all on Otto coming from Donut. Oh, Dex! He's jumped over the scope! I absolutely love it. I thought he was going to be throwing the round away, but the fact that double scope comes through from Otto, wasn't ready for it at all.
Yeah, and Ruby very much have brought this one back. Yeah, we needed to see just a little bit more there.
But it's good from Ruby. We needed them to put up a fight. We wanted it to go to that third map.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like it's going to be a very big brawl on that one.
Oh, he just doesn't see him. It's so tough. Love the idea, though, from Dex.
Space towards ramp has actually been taken here. Just outside the B doors. I was gonna say Ruby might not be aware of it, but the smoke dropped will indicate that, okay, yeah, the CTs are here. Yellow might want to get aggressive towards mid as well. Ops against it will back away, but just faking the steps. I'm liking that Molotov there from KD. They're aware that these CTs like to play very close. So dump out the util. Force them to play there. Otto could find this free kill and bait in his teammate. Will do so. Stays holding the angle. Dex, does he dare to peek? Might not need to as he gets given one. But it's a great A setup. So many players nearby. Otto's on the rotation. Got Yuli at the back of the bomb site. Puha and Yuli both combine. Molotov dropped towards the back of big boxes. Puha gets elevated up. Finds one. Moon now in the 1 versus 4. Turn 1v3. Otto holding the line. Should have this round all said and done. And it is that 7-5 at the halftime score. One of the best CT sides we've actually seen from HAVU in a long, long time.
I think when you look at it as well, I think HAVU, don't get me wrong, they're going to be happy with the result. They're happy to take the lead on their opponent's map pick, especially with losing the pistol. But I think without Ruby's resurgence, I was kind of expecting HAVU to potentially, you know, maybe 9's a little too out of pocket, but HAVU's CT side look brilliant. And you can see it from that final call. They've got weak weapons. They haven't got the greatest of utility. Granted, we've got the AWP there for Otto, but I like how it was that heavy gamble again. I think HAVU's reads, I think, you know, 8 times out of 10, they've been the right read, and I really like the gamble calls they're making, because I think they've realized, look, this is Ruby's map pick, their T-side strong. For us to find success, we've got to take these gambles, we've got to take these risks, and look, you know, it's panned out very nicely.
Piss round is going to be key, though. Ruby can level things up. HAVU, on the other side of things, can extend their lead. A lot of space taken towards A from Ruby. Sawalio playing very deep is a great call.
Ooh, Moon. Very nice kill to find. With Sawalio aggressing. Oh, 1 bullet on the Julie. And it's fairly one-dimensional.
Yeah, this is... I mean, it's just 1v1s right now.
So
it's not even a setup. Yeah, you're not getting to clean a pistol around like that.
That's insane. 25 damage. That is it.
It was 5 1v1s, basically. So no possibility for trading. No real end goal. Just really, really easy. I mean, fading a smoke, looking into the site alone. It's never going to work out.
I think when you look at it, on paper, that's just such a coin flip decision, because when you're seeing it, it's 5 1v1s. If HAVU are the ones to win it, then brilliant. But when you look at the Ruby side, it's a strong team with great individuals. I feel like what we've been saying about the HAVU side, it's these gambles calls, it's these brilliant reads, and kind of it's been less about the individuals and been a little bit more about the team as a kind of collective. So I think when you look at it like that, I feel like Ruby, they're not really the side that you want to try and beat just with individuals. You've got to have that strategy.
And Ruby losing both pistols here on their map number 2 of the series. Oh, it makes me think it's going to be really tough for them now.
Yeah, difficult one.
You've got to think 4 of the 7 rounds that you've seen from Ruby have come solely from that pistol round. And now they're on the favoured side. Now they're on a side where they can just sort of run away with it a little bit. Unless HAVU have some very well-versed stuff on their T side, which they actually don't have a terrible T side, but it's not great.
I think the problem that HAVU are going to face is they found a lot of their opening kills from great positioning and nice holds, but now HAVU are the ones that need to take that space, and they're going to need to find these fights. And I think Ruby, their CT side, the great thing about their nuke CT side was the fact that they were great at getting these opening kills, but it was the post plants, it was the clutches that I think it has to say Ruby kind of messed up a little bit. I think HAVU had brilliance, and Ruby made some big mistakes, and that's what allowed HAVU to find map 1 in, to what has to be said, you know, that second half was very dominant.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Mid has been taken in this one from the T side, though. Looking to probe towards Donut, try to find an opening. Gap that they can exploit, but the smoke dropped from Katie is going to make this round a lot more difficult. One drop towards main as well. You can see the rotations from the CT side look on point, but Yellow finding one through the smoke is going to make this one a lot more interesting.
Yeah, and obviously we see Ruby dispatch the utility to delay. We see a smoke towards Donut, one towards main. But in doing so now, there's still time on the clock. There's still stuff for HAVU to work with. And just the one flash on Winter, they've got the man advantage. We can see HAVU just go in contact. They've used their smoke, but they need to find Winter. He's in a nice position. They've got the double nades. They could send them, but they get caught off guard. Important trade from Puha. You can now look to take this space, and this is where this round becomes very tough for Ruby, but it's these duels. Puha will find one before falling. Great positioning from Arax, and Arax now looking to continue that dominance he showed.
Yeah, Moon's getting out of that. It's going to be the 1.4k loss bonus. Interested by the money of Ruby. What is it they're going to be able to invest, if at all? I do think we'll be able to see some sort of weaponry in hand. Whether it might just be a pistol on a few players around Moon's rifle. I think there is a good chance. Yeah, I mean, look at Katie's money. I think they're going to have to force.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, at least they've got a player like Dex on 4k. Moon can drop over an M4 as well.
Yeah, I actually think they should eco.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision as well. But not opted for it. I think maybe if it was Moon saving an AWP, or if it was 2 players surviving, then you'd understand. But the buy's not looking too bad. We're going to have weaknesses on both Winter and Sawalio. I like the pause from HAVU. I think they're now contemplating, look, it was the no loss bonus. The money's not going to be great. We can expect something maybe a little bit more aggressive from Ruby. But it has to be said, doesn't it, Charlie? Moon's really struggled to get the AWPs out on the CT side.
Yeah.
And that's a major
hasn't
problem.
had it a lot. And it feels like on the T side, there was a couple of times where they could have had it, opted against it though. But yeah, it hasn't really been able to find its footing too much with the big green on either of these maps on the CT side.
And Charlie, there's usually an argument for us to think, look, Moon, in quite a lot of the series he heads into, he's probably going to be coming into it as one of the best players, if not the best. So the fact he's not really had the opportunity for it, it's a bit of a tough one.
Yeah, well, we will get to see how this round goes, and maybe he might get gifted an AWP after a victory here. But it is a solid enough buy to take a round win. HAVU, they would absolutely love to best Ruby here. They'd get double digits from the back of this.
We mentioned that HAVU needs to be prepared for this aggression. Can be coming through at any moment. And that's why Yellow is just playing tucked away. Smoke has come down. It's going to send out the flashbang for them to swing. Moon playing a very tight angle, more of an information play. Needs to have that lightning fast reaction time to hit that headshot. Ruby now, it looks as though they're the ones to make a bit of a gamble. 2 towards Red, 2 towards Donut. That speaks mid-control to anyone. Don't find any contact.
I don't know if they're going to be aware of how many bodies are going to be in the backline here.
We've got a long lurk from Puha. Ooh, it's all a bit about timing. Timing will go the way as well for the side of Ruby. Dex, he pushes through the smoke, he gives up a kill, and the second is spotted. Late lurk from Puha. Successful kill, but look how low these 3 are. A very possible round for Moon and Katie.
Yeah, that kill had to go the way of Katie. Sure, these players are all super low, but how aware is Moon as going to be? The Molotov does take down. Oh, he actually finds both. But Yellow so ready that he realizes, I've got to do something here. I lose the round if I don't. And HAVU do just about take the round. 2.4k loss bonus should force Ruby onto this eco, but HAVU, they do best the force by just about.
Yeah, and you see in all these 1v1s, we mentioned the pistol round being one of which where we question HAVU, look, you're going for a lot of these 1v1s, you're not coming out on top. In that round, it seemed as though the whole game was fought on 1v1s. It just seemed as though HAVU, they were just 20 HP more. You know, it just, in all fights, it wasn't these kind of instant headshot eliminations as though the AK can.
Yeah, it wasn't very close plays. A lot of damage dealt to Dex, but Yellow is under a lot of pressure. Nothing being found just yet. Lots of damage being dealt. Finds a couple. Switches to the Glock. Will eventually get found, but both players being 1 bullet from death. This round will go the way of HAVU.
Yeah, Moon invested in a Zeus. Can go for the glass cannon, and I'll be completely honest with you. I think he has to. Moon is an incredible player on the AWP. And I think, you know, the fact he could have a CT side without it is a scary statement.
I mean, he is second fragging right now in the game. So he's at least still putting up some numbers. But it is just Dex that is doing 1 step better. But I mean, we know how good he can be on the AWP. So the AK will be allowed to be saved. Sawalio are going to be allowed to carry that through to the next round.
Yeah, and I think Sawalio, I think it has to be mentioned, Charlie, Sawalio's had a bit of a tough series.
Yeah, hasn't been his absolute best self, I think. But you also have to look at someone like Katie. He hasn't played great either. Had a negative game on Nuke. 7 and 13 right now.
And Katie on that CT side of Nuke was so impressive. It was those double kills towards outside, but we're just not seeing it here from Ruby. Obviously, if we do get to Anubis, I think Ruby and Sawalio especially, Sawalio, the way he plays on both CT and T side towards A main is brilliant. And I think he definitely can have some big plays, but obviously it's going to be kind of off the back of whether he's playing well as an individual. He can't make these hero plays if he's not hitting the shots, but speaking of a moment to hit the shots, we'll find one now. Oh, bit of a struggle, but Arax comes out of it on top, but only 3 HP now. Oh, I love it.
Okay.
It's the jiggle. Dex kind of falling into that false sense of security.
Gets the information on Winter as well. Doing a great job as a lurk. Puha towards mid. Ooh, a little slow in the reaction time, but we'll find Moon.
Katie now.
Yeah, not ready for Katie at all. Look how split all these T's are right now. This is Ruby's chance to get back into this one, but space is being taken towards A. The AWP now in the hands of Arax.
Yeah, and I think if you're auto hit, you've just got to be falling back. Yuli somewhat trapped, but could find Winter. Winter with his sights set quite heavily towards B main. Yuli can find, the bomb can cross. Doesn't really matter where they go, but they've got to hurry things away.
Oh no, this is really risky.
Really
We
bad
are
timing.
seeing Yuli actually take space towards B to clear this, but he's so aware. It's so smart. Brilliant round from Yuli. You see, obviously they had full control of the A-bomb site. Time wasn't really on their side though. So Yuli goes out towards B to get the information whether this site is actually free and safe to plant for Otto. So Otto stays tucked, waiting for this information, but it allows that timing for Winter to creep up shelf. But Yuli, so ready for the possibility of this, comes back and double swings it with Otto. Excellent round from him, brilliant awareness, and it allows HAVU to find their 11th.
Yeah, and I think when you look at what Yuli does in that round, he finds the deep ramp player. That's all Ruby's control gone. Obviously deals damage to Winter, gains that information as well. But it's just the investment here for Ruby. They're going for it all. And Sawalio, yes, he finds a kill, but rotation's going to be difficult. Moon going to send out the Molotov. Oh, I like this play, I like this risk, but it might not work out too well as Winter could be found at any moment. Moon trying to delay, trying to just act as a point of irritation, but we'll find Puha through the smoke. We've got a flank coming through, and the MP9s somehow make it work for Ruby.
Yeah, not really any space actually taken there. The CT smoke, I want to say there was a T smoke, it was really abysmal. Allows a lot of space for the CTs to actually walk through. And it allows all of these players to swing off each other at once. So HAVU faltered a little bit on that one, in my opinion.
It makes you wonder as well, HAVU, they've generally found successes of this kind of slower played round, these late lurks towards A, you know, finding the aggressive Ruby players, but HAVU wanted to change up the pace, and you completely understand it, because look, HAVU played a fairly similar game plan throughout the whole of their T side. It's been fairly slow and methodical, they've been able to find these picks, yet they change up the pace, doesn't work out at all. But Otto now, going to be going for a bit of a peek against the Orb of Moon, and finally he's on the big green. He's been chipped away at, but still alive and kicking for now. Aggression from Dex is key to eliminate Arax. That's the heavy hitter falling for HAVU.
He also does actually hit the shot. A very little bit of the tag. Otto brought down so low here. 31 points of health. Someone's going to need to be the hero here for the Finnish side if there's any possibility to win this one.
And look at the gamble from Ruby. Dex might be rotating towards Red Room to gain a little bit more information. But still, we've got the Orb of Moon holding. Not that much utility for HAVU. At least they've got a couple flashes that can be a real difference maker. Winter currently in cave. He's in a nice position here. Winter can find the first. No trade from Puha either. Such a waste. And Winter, he can find all three. In fact, it is Moon that takes down Yuli. But there's 3 players towards cave eventually. They all just peek one by one. It's so simple for Winter. Where's the double swing? Where's the kind of progression together?
Yeah, do just allow Winter to reset his aim.
But HAVU,
I don't even know if Otto's going to be allowed to save this orb.
HAVU's calling's been brilliant, but what was the decision making for that? One by one, peeking into the AK of Winter. It's just so unnecessary. Nice from Otto. You mentioned he might not be able to save, and with that second missed shot, oh, down to his final bullet.
Oh no!
Otto, he's done a great job. Sawalio will eventually take him down.
That's no money for Otto there now. So realistically, it was going to be an eco. HAVU.
Need to be the force.
Yeah, I don't know what the play is going to be here. I'd still probably prefer the eco.
Yeah, Otto can just play with a Mac 10. It's not the end of the world. Maybe Khalil.
A lot of damage was dealt to Ruby's economy there with Otto finding those 3.
No save for the AWP.
I mean, that's what happens. Wasn't enough time. We saw Swallow just about kill Otto before.
Molotov down. We could see players boost above this, but they are just going to be falling back. So much utility already been used on the side of Ruby. Ooh, Katie needs to get his weapon out. Lovely from Katie and Sawalio, though. Only 1 casualty there.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice one for the finances, and this game is getting so much closer. Both teams on double digits now. HAVU still just about in the lead.
It's unfortunate as well for HAVU because they have really impressed. I thought their CT side looked brilliant. And we mentioned it was their CT side that was their kind of weaker position. I think you mentioned it was a 32% win rate on their CT side.
Yeah, 32.8 in the last 3 months.
Yeah, and their T side's 43.8. So once we saw the brilliance from HAVU, I was kind of expecting a 2-0, but Ruby resettled. Not in this one though, as we do see the opener go the way of HAVU. Dex now can do a lot of damage. Will find Yuli and straight away backs away towards Cave. Right decision. Will leave his teammate in KD a little bit on his own, but it's going to be this A play now. The AWP of Moon has shown his hand. Otto now looking to aggress. They need to deal with KD towards Donut. And I love the aggression. Otto somehow surviving.
Yes, teammate in yellow keeping him alive. An advantage now for the Finnish roster. Desperately wanted to find map point.
They can just delay here.
Spearheading this. Air Axe finds him, swings on out, not giving anything. Moon through the wall, does get the kill.
Yeah,
still possible here. A lot less possible now with Moon going down, but Dex 1 versus 3. We've seen 1 round fumble, then Aid on the bomb side chipping him down, and without a smoke grenade, this round's done. Oh, in fact, there was a smoke grenade down, but it doesn't matter. The nade on the bomb opened things up, and HAVU will take it, and they will find 12. Oh, Otto will end up going down. That's actually very costly.
But look, they've got themselves map and series point. They've at least got themselves a spot in overtime. But it was brilliant from HAVU. The fact they could delay for so long.
Yeah, Ruby, at least they were able to actually win a pretty comfortable round not long ago.
Charlie,
so
look
they've got
at
money.
weaponry. Look at utility. It's not great. Winter's the only one with a full belt.
No, maybe a little too many M4s invested. Not great
Dex.
smoke. Dex just spamming bullets, narrowly missing.
Again, Yuli already crossed, looking for this pick and mid, and will find it. Nade blows open the smoke, and Dex finds Yuli. Dex now could be searching, and as the smoke fades towards middle, oh, Airax is lucky to be alive. It's now going to be this aggressive push out towards A. Taps off the AK from Yellow, does find Moon. Brings this back to a 3-on-3, but health not perfect. No smoke for Donut. Now they can look to deny the plant, and they will push through the Molotov. But Yellow, his molly will take him down. Otto punches in the digits. Winter now with utility. We've got a smoke on Dex. We've got a kit. There's a real chance for Ruby. And the low HP as well is not great. But we have seen Otto cross. Brilliant flick from Dex, though. Ooh. Wrong player sticking it. We will see the round go the way of Ruby. Money as well, not great for HAVU.
Yeah, they find themselves in the post plant, but I'm not sure if we did end up seeing Dex actually spot Otto, or if he just expected he could have crossed. Also, maybe could have looked to play a little more patiently. You understand he wanted to try to grab the kill. If he finds the instant headshot, he gets that one.
I think it's a great combination of not only awareness, but also kind of reaction time and you know, just a nice flick. It's a low HP player. You're going to find that kill quite convincingly. Oh, a fast spot from HAVU. This could be a major problem. And Winter now swinging, struggling to connect the bullets initially, but will take down Airax. Now, we do see Dex towards Cave. Oh, Winter finds Yellow as well. Yuli has to go huge. We mentioned he's had these big moments, and he can have another great double hit. Man advantage now for HAVU. We've got a flashbang on Yuli. He can send Otto in, and there is the flash. He spots some bows, and Otto, oh, somehow... Well, they will win it, but Otto could have been the one to close. It is Puha, but in fact, HAVU They close out the series 2-0. I don't think many were expecting due to their most recent result against Ruby. It was a dominant 2-0 for Ruby, but no, HAVU. They looked much better here. Their CT side was excellent on both maps, and they finally take it. But brilliant there from HAVU. This is a series they're going to be very happy with. A bit of a revenge story.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's the thing. Ruby coming into this one as the favourites. I don't think people are particularly surprised by that. Ruby have looked very hot recently. Sure, them had the best CCT Series 4, but we know how good Ruby can be. I'm so impressed by this HAVU team. I mentioned they are a team who should be striving for so much more than where they're currently playing at right now. And they're really not showing off their finest moments, but Airax, what a performance from someone like Game Yellow as well on Ancient, really key. Both these guys are probably some of the biggest reasons why HAVU did win this, but I don't want to single out too many players on HAVU, because I do think the whole entire roster had moments here or there. Otto was very consistent, had a couple of big moments with the AWP, but everyone in that final map, when it mattered most, they all dug deep, and it feels really harsh pointing out one player and the whole team stepped up as a whole unit to best Ruby.
Yeah, I think the Ancient game was a little bit closer. I feel like everyone had their moments on Ancient. I think Nuke Airax played incredibly.
Oh, 100%.
25 and 18. He had those big moments, and I think it's given them that 1-0 now. That's what we saw, but I think it definitely was the team play from HAVU. Their CT side on both Nuke and Ancient, I love the gamble calls. I love the kind of the re-aggression late, in a pairing. And I think the way that we saw HAVU play, they were playing with a lot more confidence. They were playing kind of with a lot more ego, because I think they are, but I don't want to say they came into it as the underdogs, because it is far closer than that. But the fact that Ruby won their last kind of altercation in a 2-0 fashion, the same map vetoes, I think when you look at it like that, HAVU have realised, look, we've got nothing to lose. It's early days in the Swiss. Let's just play how we want to play, see what we can do. And they've really impressed, and I'm excited to see where HAVU can kind of get themselves, because the way they played both Nuke and Ancient was brilliant. But yeah, I think it was a little bit unfortunate as well for Ruby, not to kind of put an asterisk on HAVU's victory, but players like Sawalio not really performing. Moon, only, 2 rounds on the AWP on that CT side? Not really enough. And I think in those scenarios, with these kind of, situations, it's always going to make things tougher for Ruby, but an impressive result from HAVU.
Fred, we do need to also consider, we had a bit of a chat before the game.
Yeah.
Sort of in terms of where we're thinking it's going to go. And obviously, I don't think you directly said your prediction on stream,
I
but I need to just emphasize to everyone at home that you're wrong again.
Yeah.
You thought Ruby would win it. You thought, yeah, it might be a bit of a close one, but you thought Ruby would take it 2-0.
Well, I said,
proved you wrong here.
Well, I said if HAVU take map 1, they win the series because they take Anubis.
Okay, change what you said. Sure, that's okay.
Well, that is what I said.
Trying to save face. That's alright. That's alright.
Well, you're just trying to out me on the stream, but it's fine. But obviously we have got another series to be seen of the initial day of that first day. It is Eyeballers versus Team Space. I'm interested to see how that one is going to go as well. But obviously we are going to be jumping to a break beforehand.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try SkinPlace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. SkinPlace.
What's a super stream game? It's an extension that provides a valuable and engaging game within the stream you are watching. Join an active community and test your knowledge in a live race against expert chasers by answering trivia, prediction, and recall questions tailored to the content you are watching.